What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Tesla with the ticker symbol TSLA. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So let's take a look at for the daily price action for Tesla. You can see that it made two legs up. We can show that represent that with an arrow. So that's one leg up right there. Second leg up, target was met, and then price sold off. So it looks like we are kind of bouncing off this trend line right here, or even a channel. So you could draw a channel off the lows, drag it up to the highs. It fits pretty good. So there's a short-term uptrend currently in play, making higher highs, higher lows. So it looks like we could see some fall through tomorrow. But you got to look at the entire picture. Entire picture is that this is still a bearish looking chart. So we have one leg down right here, and this was the second leg down. The target was met, but look at the move that the bulls made from reaching that target. The bears reached their target, and the bulls were trying to counteract that move, and they barely did it. So we just saw a small move up higher, basically just going back up to retest this breakout level. So this was the breakout level right over here, because this was prior support here, breakdown, retest, retest again. It looks like it could be retesting this prior low at the 160. So again, it's a little indecision going on in this area right here. Is this uptrend going to hold and continue pushing up that price higher? Or are we going to just see price roll over to the lows? As of right now, I'm not really, I don't have a strong direction as of right now for this price action. But if I were to say where it's trying to go, overall, I would say it's still trying to go lower. So let's go ahead and mark that trend line. So there's a downward trend line in play also. You can see that it's kind of still, price is still kind of below this trend line, trying to fight it. And again, is this uptrend going to be able to break through? It doesn't look like it's going to as of right now. So we'll see if the bulls can push through that trend line. If not, where do I see the next level? Well, there is strong support right around at the level that price just bounced off of at the 160. So we'll see if price can retest that. If that breaks, there's not a lot of support all the way down to the 100. So let's go and mark those two levels right now. So we got support right around here, and then the next one right about there. You have micro supports in between, but this is a major level. If you were to ask someone where's a strong support on this chart, you know, between the 162, 163, and the 100, they would say it's the 100. You have micro supports in between, but that's not going to be able to most likely stop that price from dropping. So Tesla still bearish. I'm still expecting low prices until we see price get above this level right here. If we can get above the 181, I think that will probably lead to a much larger move up higher than a lot of people are expecting. It could take back this entire drop right over here, because that was a quick drop. Just how fast we went down is how fast we can also go up. So that drop could be taken back fairly quickly if price can clear this 181 level, find support, and then, you know, move up higher. That would be the bullish case. As right now, we're still below that level, still below this trend line, and look at the bullish momentum. It's very weak looking. It's not that strong. So again, it looks like price wants to trend down lower. Let's take a look at the weekly. Now looking at the weekly chart, overall price is still below this downward trend line. This is the long-term trend line that the bulls will have to break through if it wants to have a nice sustainable uptrend for years. Until then, this is a bear market. Still below the EMA, and there's a good chance price can come back all the way down to this prior level right over here at the 101. So we'll see what happens for Tesla. Maybe just a little bit more sideways trading, probably a little bit more downside, and then we could probably see a rally occur in the future. But until then, I'll be expecting more downside for Tesla. It's not a bullish looking chart. If it was bullish looking right back over here, but now it's not looking that bullish. So we'll see what happens for Tesla. But now let's take a look at Rivian. So here we have the daily chart for Rivian, and we're going to do the same analysis like we did on Tesla, looking at the daily and the weekly. And you can see the similar type of structures playing out. Basically, you know, these EV companies are trading similarly. So we had one leg up right here. Price pulled back, made the second leg up. Obviously, this one was overshot, but either way, you can still see two legs, one here, one here. Price rolled over, and look what's happening. It's just consolidating. It's not really going up or down. So same thing can happen for Tesla. We can break that bullish trend line, just trade sideways, and then come back down to this prior low. So again, Rivian not doing much. It's obviously bearish. It's going to be bearish as long as it stays below this $13 level. And why 13? Well, it's not a random level at all. You can see those support here, failed breakout lower, got back inside of that level, support, and then price gap below it, came back up to that level, and found resistance. So it's going to be a resistance if price goes back up to that level once again. So overall bearish, even though the measurement target was met, we haven't seen any bullish momentum step in. So this is one leg down right here, second leg down. This was the time to shine for the bulls or them to reverse that price out of here, but they were not able to do that. That tells me there's weakness going on in this market, and this price action is definitely showing that. So we have the downward trend line in play. Looks like price is starting to get outside of it. You can see that trend line is not going to be in play any longer because price is trading sideways out of it. So again, we'll see what happens. But as right now, it's still in bearish territory unless we get it back above the $13 level. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly chart shows that this is basically the all-time lows. Again, can it go lower? Yes, it can. Let's take a look at a measure move target. This is one leg down right here. If price makes a similar sized leg, well, that's too far low. So let's use a similar leg right over here. This one leg right there, second leg. So I don't really have a target in the short term. I would just be playing the trend line. So until price can maybe break this trend line right here, we'll see higher prices. We could even put a channel on here. So if we have parallel lines from the top, bottom, that fits pretty good. And you can see that price might work his way to the bottom of the channel. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a lot of room to the downside. So again, Rivian, not the best looking chart at all. Basically all-time lows, stalling out, consolidating at the lows. We'll see if the trend reverses. Until then, it's not a bullish looking chart. Now let's take a look at NEO. Here we have the daily chart for NEO, and let's take a look at what's going on. Well, overall it's bearish. It's at basically the bottom of this downtrend. Below this trend line, it was just trading at a few weeks ago at the $6 level, and look how much price has dropped. I think that's like what, almost a 30% drop in just a few weeks. So again, I would say this is bearish. It's still trending down lower, below the trend line, below the EMA. Again, it's not going to move down every day, so a pullback will occur. But overall, this is still bearish. I think it's going to try to come back down to these all-time low levels, sub $2. Not a lot of support built up in that move up higher, and it looks like price is coming right back to where it started when that move up happened in April 2020. So basically just a bubble that popped. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart, and it might take years, possibly even a decade, for price to come back up to here, and that's if it wants to come up here. We'll see if that happens. But as right now, the technicals are showing signs of weakness, and this is the support right here. Price is coming right back to that support, and let me see if I can invert this. I think I can go to, well, if you imagine that this chart was upside down and it looked bullish, you would say that, let me see if I could do it from here, invert. So yeah, so when I invert it, you would say, okay, this is a bullish looking chart. Just pretend, this is the first time you've seen it. And what would you say? Well, it looks like you would say that it's going to knock out these prior highs right over here. You can see that's slowly trending up higher and higher. It is starting to stall out, so it could, find resistance at this high point right here. But overall, it looks like it's headed towards that level, like it's acting like as a magnet, this level right here at the highs. So that's how you can look at it too, and visualize that price is not trying to stop as right now. It looks like it's still trying to go lower. So put it back down, invert it back to regular, and it's still slowly trying to trend lower and lower. We have these trend lines in play. You could draw one off of here. We have even a sharper one, drag it up a little bit higher. So overall, a lot of downward trend line, a lot of bearish momentum still in the market, and it really wants to go down to those lower price levels. So again, NEO, not the greatest looking chart in the market. So that's all I have for the EVs this week, Monday, and most likely I'll give you guys an update next week, Monday. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.